Hey, I don't know about you, but I can feel so scattered sometimes between the pinball machine of thoughts bouncing around my mind, not to mention all the notifications, my very loud children, and the ongoing demands coming at me all day, every day. The days can feel overwhelming. That's exactly why I created my brand new Start Your Day Planner. This planner helps you start each day clear, confident, and in control. This simple 5-minute morning routine gives you easy prompts that give context, clarity, and focus to your day so you know exactly what to focus on and you finally feel good about how you spend your time. And I'm so excited to let you know that the physical hard copy of the Start Your Day Planner is now available. You can head over to startyourdayplanner.com to get your copy. And if you want to check it out before you buy it, you can even download a free digital sample of the Start Your Day Planner. You can see the inside. Go ahead, get started on the system and try it out for yourself. Head over to startyourdayplanner.com and get ready to start your days in a whole new way. That's startyourdayplanner.com. Hey everyone, and welcome to Get Your Hopes Up. I'm Christy Wright, and I'm so glad you're here. Romans 15:13 says, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by power of the Holy Spirit." Our God is the God of hope, and he wants you to overflow with hope. So let's start our week by getting our hopes up again. Now, today we are talking about 5 parenting tips to get you set up for summer. I don't know if you've realized it, y'all, but summer is just a few weeks away. The trees have leaves, the flowers are blooming, it is warmer outside, praise the Lord, but that also means that your kids are about to be home. And for some of you, that may seem really exciting, and for some of you, that may seem really terrifying, and for most of you, it's probably a little mix of both, and that's okay. You know, last summer, my husband and I, we sat back at some point in the summer and realized this is the best summer we've ever had. And certainly there were a lot of variables and factors that we couldn't control. That was just a blessing from the Lord. But there were also a few things we did that led to that summer being so amazing. So now, a year later, as we are ramping up for this summer 2025, we are keeping those things front of mind, and I wanted to share some of them with you today. Many of you also know that I'm starting a school this fall, so I'm homeschooling my son Conley this fall, and I'm doing some things I've never done before. Have you ever done that in your parenting or in your family? You probably have in your job for sure, where you've done something new that you've never done before. It's a little intimidating, isn't it? It's a little overwhelming. You're like, I'm excited, also scared. What am I doing? You know, I think back to 3 years ago, Christy. If you would have told 3 years ago, Christy, that I would be homeschooling my child, I would have said, you're crazy. I'm not the homeschool type. I need a break from my kids. I feel like I would go nuts in my house all day. There's no way. And now, fast forward to 2025, and I'm not just going to homeschool my son, I'm excited to. I can't wait. I'm just imagining all of the activities and exercises and experiences that I get to have with him now that he's going to be home with me. It's funny when you think about all those moments in parenting when you say, I would never. How many of you have said that? I will never let my kids have a temper tantrum in Target. I will never let my kids eat sugar late at night. I will never let my kids talk to me that way. Yeah, we were all really amazing parents before we had kids, weren't we? You know, the truth is, parenting is hard. It's hard because you've never done it before. Every new season, every new stage and age is a new challenge. And it's hard because it's exhausting. There's no playbook for this. There's a million pieces of advice, and what works for one may not work for another. It's hard because we have these babies that can't do anything, and we're just exhausted trying to keep them alive. But then a little at a time, they grow up. They're more capable than we give them credit for, but we don't realize it because we're too tired to think about doing anything new or different. So we just keep doing everything for them. It's hard because we don't have the energy to think of a better way. But here's the truth. Very small changes can lead to big results. This is true in your business. This is true in your faith. This is true in your family. And it's certainly true in your parenting. You don't have to completely transform your whole life, sell everything, move into an RV and travel national parks this summer to have an amazing summer. You could make really, really small changes and they could have really big results in your relationship with your kids, in your kids' relationships with each other, in your family culture and dynamics where you create new norms and habits that actually carry through when summer's long gone. It can even create big results in every area of your life and your family. So I want to share with you 5 tips to get you set up for summer. These are 5 things that we have done in our family that I am so grateful for because we have seen very big results. They're not huge changes, but the results are huge if you stick with them. Number 1, read The Anxious Generation book by Jonathan Haidt. I talked about this in a podcast episode last fall because it was so transformative in our family, and I just can't stop talking about it because it's that good. It's that important. Don't just listen to a podcast interview on it. Don't just scroll Instagram recaps of it. Read the book. In fact, if you're busy, just listen to it on audiobook. That's what I did. Now, I listened to this book in May of last year when I was traveling to the lake house back and forth. What's so key about the timing of reading it at that time for me was that I was able to implement a lot of the changes I was learning in the summer. This is key, y'all. When you're in the middle of the school year, in the middle of a Wednesday in February, good luck trying to completely change your kids' habits or routines or expectations. They're in a rhythm at that point. They're going to revolt. They're not going to like it. But guess what? Summer comes along. It's a new rhythm. It's a new schedule. It's a great opportunity to implement changes, which in your kids' world are probably going to be more difficult changes for them, more responsibility, also more freedom, and probably a lot less screen time. Well, when you implement changes like this that are difficult for them to adjust to, but ultimately very good for them, the summer is a great time to do it. You've got less pressure on you, less things going on, less schedules, less commitments. You can have more compassion and patience as you implement these changes in your family. The summer is a fantastic time to practice some of the things that you're learning in this book and even discuss as a family, what are your family values? What do you want this summer to look like? What do you want your screen time to look like? What do you want your travel to look like? What do you want your chores and house responsibility and expectations to be? The summer is just a fantastic time to implement changes in your parenting and in your family. So as you're coming into summer, spend the next few weeks talking with your spouse and even your kids about what changes you'd like to make, because the summer is a great time to make them. So the first tip is to read the Anxious Generation book or listen to it on audiobook and learn how you can adapt your family to the values that you want to have and not just get swept away by the culture or exhaustion or let Instagram influence your kids. Instead, you're going to make some decisions about what you all want your family to look like and use this summer as a time to make those changes. So the first tip is to read the Anxious Generation book. Yes, it's that good. Please do it. Number 2, create screen time rules. I can't tell you how many people I have heard complain about how much their kids are on screens. Can I kindly, but also intensely remind you, you are the adult. You are the adult. You are the one deciding what they can and cannot do, friend. You are. You decide how much they get to use, see, watch, consume that device that you paid your money for and put in their hands. Now, I'm not trying to be mean, but let's not complain about the things that we're permitting. This is your decision, not theirs. It's yours. So if you want to create new rules around screens, create them. And again, the summer's a great time to do that. I'll tell you exactly how we rolled this out in our family because I think how we rolled it out really mattered to my kids receiving it better. This was not just I came in one day, started throwing TVs out of the house. That would be weird. I'm like, no more screens, never watching Disney again. This is it. No one's going to like that. Here's what I did instead. I called a family meeting, which I've been known to do a time or two. And everyone comes and sits around. They're all curious because family meetings could go one of two ways. It's either we're in trouble or it's good or it's exciting. It's an announcement. It's not always negative. It's just It's news. We need to come, scooch up a chair. What is going to happen in this family meeting? So I call a family meeting, and my husband and I had talked about how we're going to talk about this. And I led by example. I held my phone in my hand and I said, I want to apologize to you because I have made you believe that this phone is more important than you, and it's not. I said, I am addicted to my phone, and I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. This phone is nothing to me. You are everything to me. But when you try to say, hey, mom, look at this, or hey, mom, watch this, and I half pay attention while looking at my phone, I communicate to you that this thing is more important to you than it's not. And I went on and on and on to confess, to take responsibility, to apologize, and to tell them how I wanted to make a change. I then went in to explain how phones and devices, iPads and so on, are actually designed to addict us. That's their job. There are lots of really smart people working hard to keep our attention. And so it's not their fault that they can't put their iPad down. It actually led to a really great discussion like, hey, Carter, you know how I'll call you down to dinner and you'll say one more minute, and it just feels like you can't put it down? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you know what, buddy, that's not your fault. It's designed to do that. And Conley, you know how you want to go from one video to the next, to the next, to the next? And it feels like you're just jumping from one video to the next. And it feels like you can't stop and you can't even pick one to watch. And he said, yeah. And I said, it's designed to do that. That's not your fault. And I went example after example. I said, you know what? Our church is doing something called a digital fast, and we're going to do it. And here's what it's going to look like. And so I rolled it out as this family idea that we're all going to do together. And I led by example by apologizing and taking responsibility first. I let them ask questions. I let them share ideas of how they could make it better. I said, listen, guys, I said, look around. God created this beautiful world for us to enjoy. This isn't it. As I pointed to my phone, as I pointed to their Kindle Fire. This isn't it. We're not going to live our lives looking at screens. We're going to live our lives outside in nature and have real experiences and memories. That's what we're going to spend our one life doing. So I rolled it out by leading by example, by explaining the why, by letting them ask questions in a really positive way. And then we set some rules. So the rules were no screens Monday through Friday. Now, Friday night doesn't count because we'll do movie night, but during the school week, Monday through Friday afternoon, no screens. We'll watch a movie Friday night. We'll watch a little bit of TV on the weekend, like maybe 7 to 8 a.m. when they wake up. I don't let them do anything before 7 a.m. because they were waking up earlier and earlier to watch TV. So I said, nothing happens. Doesn't matter if you wake up at 4 a.m. Nothing's happening till 7 a.m. And then they can watch maybe an hour of TV. Sometimes we'll watch football games or basketball games on the weekend, but it's just a little bit here and there. There are no iPads, which we call them iPads. They're really Kindle Fires. No iPads unless we're on road trips. So they can watch their Kindle Fire when we're driving to the lake house back and forth, but that's it. Otherwise, no iPads at all. We don't do YouTube at all, unless it's an approved show such as Dude Perfect. So we implemented this in February of 2024. I believe it was February. And we've never gone back, y'all. Those are the same rules we have today. So they don't ask me on a Wednesday, can I watch my iPad? Can I watch my Kindle Fire? Because they know the answer. They just stop asking. Now, I will tell you, if you implement rules like this, you will for sure go through a 3 to 5 day detox where your kids are monsters. It's normal. They're literally addicted, and it's going to be a detox period. It's going to be hard on you. It is. But after that, you will be amazed at their creativity and their imagination and how they play, and they are so much more active, and they actually listen better and behave better. You're not yelling at them across the room to turn the TV off because they don't have the TV on and they can hear you. It's incredible the results you will experience if you set some rules around screens. I know this is one of those things that has a lot of shame around it, where we feel guilty and we want to, but then we're tired, but then we need a break, all that. I'm not giving you the prescription for what the screen rules need to be. I'm just reminding you that you're the adult and you can set them. So when summer's coming up, set some rules around screens. I promise you, your kids will blow your mind with their creativity and imagination if you take the screen out of their hand. They will build forts. They will go outside. They will dig in the mud. They will create games. They will come up with so many things if they have the margin in their brain and the boredom and the space to think of those things. But as long as they have a screen in their hands, they won't. You are the adult. Create some rules around screens before you go into summer so you really can have an amazing summer. Number 3, create and protect a slower schedule. Last fall, I've talked about this, but we did not do any after-school activities, and it was one of the best falls we've ever had. Resist FOMO. Resist the fear of missing out. There's something beautiful in just being together. What might you do if you weren't in the car being a taxi 24/7? What might you get to experience with your children if you're not sitting on the bleachers every single night? Now, some people love sports, and I love sports, but sometimes we love things so much that we try to do all the things all the time. There's something really beautiful in a slower schedule where you bake muffins or play in the yard or go on a spontaneous day road trip, things you can't do when you're locked into a rigid schedule. If we're not careful, this summer will become like every other season where we just cram it full of different things that keep us busy. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being busy. Create and protect a slower schedule. Let there be margin in your days and your afternoons and your evenings where you don't go to every single cookout and event and activity and concert and thing and camp. And instead, you just let your kids be kids. Play in the neighborhood, sit in the backyard and sip some lemonade, make homemade popsicles, just have a slower schedule. And I think you'll find after maybe the initial adjustment period that you actually like it. We all run really hard, and some of us think that's the only way we know how to be. I'm finding in the last year of slowing down that I'm getting to experience my children and the people that I love the most on such a deeper level because I've slowed down. And of course, I'm also getting to experience God on a deeper level because I've slowed down. So create and protect a slower schedule. Number 4, create systems for kids to win. Create systems for kids to win. Here is a spoiler alert. You are not the system. You chasing them around, nagging at them, reminding them 3,000 times, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, is not a good system, friend. It's not a good system. Put it on them. Put their responsibilities on them. Create systems one time for them to win. And when you create the system and teach them the system, then it's on them to be accountable to the system. I've used this example before, but we have a visual checklist on the fridge. So it's brush your teeth, brush your hair, get your backpack, take your medicine, eat breakfast, put on your shoes, step by step by step. Well, the boys can read, so they can check theirs off as they go through. Mary Grace can't read, but she has memorized the order of the things from people telling her so many times what's next in order. Ironically, my 5-year-old is the best at getting this list done every day. But then I don't have to chase them around. All I say is, what's next? What's next on your list? Is your list checked off? You shouldn't be playing with Legos if your list is still not checked off. It's a system that puts it on them and gives them personal responsibility and accountability and takes it off of you. Another great thing we did a couple years ago for my son Conley, specifically with his uniform, he would have trouble finding his things. All kids do, but specifically him. So I put 5 little clothes organizer boxes in his drawer. And when I help him put his clothes away, I put 1 shirt, 1 pair of khakis, a pair of underwear, a pair of socks, and a belt in each box. So every single day, he just pulls out the box. He's not trying to find where's the shirt, where's the pants, where's the underwear, where's the socks, which can be a lot for a child that has neurodivergence and it's hard to find things. We're still putting the clothes away. We're just putting them away in a system that works for him. He has a box per day. All of the items are in that box. And now he knows how to put those boxes together as well. Another great tip, take their dishes, if they have unique specific dishes that they use, like plasticware, and put that in drawers where they can reach them. So when you say get a cup, get water, you can get it yourself. Put it where they can reach it. They're not having to drag a chair. There's no reason for their dishes to be up high in the kitchen. These are all very simple systems that will help them take responsibility and win. And again, summer is a great time to implement this. Summer is a great time to implement new routines that they get used to, that then when fall is back and we're a little busier with earlier mornings and more demands on us, those systems carry us through and those responsibilities continue. Whether it's the responsibility to get themselves ready in the morning or do chores each afternoon, those things can carry on. Summer's a great time to do that. So create systems for your kids to win at whatever it is you want them to do. And number 5, use the Privilege Points app. Privilege Points is not a sponsor of this show. I just really love this app. It's privilege, like it is your privilege to get to watch your screen today. It's Privilege Points. It's an app. It's a little purple icon. And you get to create what the economy is in your family, meaning you assign points for certain behaviors you want the kids to do, and you reward them with points. You also get to create all the rewards that they get to redeem the points. So 30 points might be iPad time, or 100 points might be, getting to stay up late. You get to decide how many points and what they get. There's also penalties where, you get to decide what those are, but it's recommended you use those very sparingly. Here's what I love about this app and this system. Number one, it's all based on positive reinforcement, and you get to decide what you want them to do. So I highly reward bravery, courage, kindness, honesty. These are values I care deeply about, but you can reward everything. You brush your teeth without being asked. You're getting ready in the morning without being asked. You got all your stuff done for the day. Points, points, points. You get to assign the points to each action or behavior or activity. You also get to decide what you reward and what you reward it with. So if you don't want your kids to have sweet treats, don't put that as a reward. Instead, give them different things that they enjoy, that they would get excited about earning. It's very strengths-based, and it gives that positive reinforcement all day of what you want them to do to help with their behavior. It also gamifies it because they want to know, how many points do I have? You set the values and you determine what you're rewarding, but here is the kicker. Are you ready for it? It goes with you. It's on your phone. It's not a chore chart on the fridge where someone's acting a fool at a restaurant and you're, threatening, when we get home, we're removing. No, it's on your phone. Or someone's waiting very patiently in line at a restaurant. You can immediately pull your phone up and go, hey, you know what? You're waiting so patiently. I'm going to give you points today. They see it instantly. It's so helpful because this app is going with you on your phone, and it helps them feel ownership over the rewards and the consequences of their behavior. It's a fantastic system to help you. And again, summer is a great time to use it. So these are your 5 tips to set you up for summer. Number 1, read or listen to the Anxious Generation book. Number 2, create screen time rules. Number 3, create and protect a slower schedule. Number 4, create systems for kids to win. And number 5, use the Privilege Points app. We have used all 5 of these steps. We still use them even today, and they have drastically transformed our family culture. I know if you use them, they will do the same for you. All right, y'all, that's it for this week's episode of Get Your Hopes Up. I love hanging out with you every Monday to help you get to know God, get closer to Him, and get your hopes up again. Be sure to share this episode on Instagram and Facebook so other people can get their hopes up as well. And then I'll see you next Monday for another new episode of Get Your Hopes Up.